Hey, what's up guys? This is Halfway, broadcasting from around the world, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Today guys, I want to talk about something like a little bit different. I've mentioned a number of times that there are quite a few different like Facebook groups that are attached to the expat community, whether it's for looking for jobs, looking for houses, general discussion, work permit, visa groups. There's a multitude of these different types of groups. And what I want to recognize first is that I understand that these groups are run by individual people. They're, private entities, and they have, sole control over what goes into the group, what's allowed to be discussed, closing down chats, deleting topics or deleting questions or comments, everything like that. I understand that they have that authority and that power. It's their personal group. They're not obliged to let anybody into their group if they want or don't want to, or they're not obliged to let certain topics be discussed, whatever. But I just recently, as of yesterday, it wasn't so long ago, somebody made a post, and it was getting a lot of debate and discussion on the post. And one of the moderators from the group basically turned off comments on the post because they weren't happy with the way that the discussion was going. And I just want to talk about that a little bit, about how that just, in general, that's not a healthy way to go about things. It's really good in these kind of situations, as you'll see in this topic that I'm going to be talking about. Most people were being, they weren't being wild or out of control, or attacking each other, most of it. And this kind of discussion is healthy because people have different opinions on both sides of the aisle of this type of thing. So basically what it was somebody was giving away one of their cats, or I believe they have two cats, and they were getting rid of them, or giving them away, so they adopted them off the street. They took them in off the street and was taking care of them. And now they're leaving Cambodia, and they're unable to take these cats with them, so they're trying to find them another good home. So real quick, I'll just read you the post. I'll pop it up here maybe. It says, "My time in Cambodia is coming to an end, so I'm looking for a forever home for my two fat floppy fur babies. They're both happy together, easy around company, and can look out for each other if you need to spend time away. Both are microchipped, neutered, and their vaccinations are up to date. They found me and have kept me company. I hope someone can do the same. Cheers." Alright, so basically, like I said, somebody found these cats on the street, took them into their house, and it was taking care of them. Now they're leaving Cambodia, and they're not going to be able to take care of them anymore. So you think that's a good thing, right? This person was a really good person. They did something good. They're trying to find these guys a good home. But some people just started attacking this dude. For example, here's one. It says, "Why do people like you take on pets in another country when you have no intention of taking them with you? When you decide to move on, asshole." So it's okay, I rescued these two cats off the street. Now I can't keep them anymore, but I'm being an asshole. And now there's a positive one down here. This next person says, "Lovely cats, thank you for taking care of them and giving them the safe shelter. Hope you will find a good home for them. They will be sad." Someone else says, "Good on you for good on you for caring so well for them when they found you. Hope you will find new carers for them." So that's another good one. Now this other person says, this is a topic that came up a little bit here. I'll read this one, just one more. "Sad Mark, why aren't you taking them with you? It's easy to get passports and handler transfers." That's not necessarily actually true. I'm sure they would want to stay with you, no? And one more. So this person, this is actually one of the moderators. As you see, obviously, I'm redacting all these people's personal information. I'm not putting the name of the Facebook group on here or anything. I'm not putting anybody's personal stuff out there. But this is actually one of the moderators. This is the girl who actually closed the discussion down. But she says here, "Yes, because that's exactly what I said, isn't it?" This is not as important to this. This guy isn't feeding pagoda cats. He's leaving 2 cats to someone else to take care of because he can't be bothered to spend the money to take the lifetime responsibility of adopting an animal. There's nothing more glib than whataboutisms coming from an anonymous Facebook profile who thinks their opinion is valid. So first of all, a couple of things this person says is they say this guy isn't feeding pagoda cats. Yeah, he's not feeding pagoda cats. He literally took 2 cats off the street and gave them probably an amazing 2 years of a life when they would have been living out in rainy season, scruffing to get by for food, maybe dead already. So yeah, he's doing a lot more than just feeding pagoda cats, you're right. And then this other part is annoying too, where it's like he can't be bothered to spend the money to take the lifetime responsibility of adopting an animal. First of all, nobody's under any obligation to adopt an animal. He did something really kind for 2 years, took care of these animals. And I think this was stemming back to the conversation about taking the animals out of the country, like taking them back to your home country. That can be very expensive, hundreds or thousands of dollars even. So obviously I think this person is probably someone who comes from a lot of money, so to them money is not like a thing, like it doesn't really matter. Like, oh, you can't just spend $3,000 to take 2 cats with you? Like, come on, are you crazy that somebody normal would be able to do that? Like an average person can just drop, hundreds or thousands of dollars for some cats. Like, they might be cool cats, but that's a lot of money to just drop on some cats. And I think that people that come from a lot of money don't understand the real value of what, to a normal person, what money actually is. So it's not just this small thing. So those are annoying. I actually posted on here, let me find mine here. So I just posted on here, I'll show this one too. It says, what about a thought experiment? If you had a street cat outside my house, tattered fur, skinny, likely as worms or other parasites, but I had to leave in 2 years to take care of my sick mother who is deathly allergic to cats, leaving me 2 options. A, take the cat in, get it healthy, and give it a beautiful 2 years of life with with me. Then try my best to find another good home for it. Or B, leave it outside to deal with the elements on its own and not allow the opportunity to ever have a good life. Would you choose A or B? And I said this because a lot of people were saying that, or one person, at least 1 or 2 people were saying that it would have been better to have not taken the cats in, just leave them outside, than to have taken them in and then find another home for them. Which to me is crazy. Even if you took them in for 1 month, it would be better than not taking them in at all. You took them in for 2 years. All right, so there's a couple things about this whole thing that I want to talk about. A, what's your opinion on it? Would it be better to take in the cats for 2 years and then try to find a new home for these cats, or would it have been better to just let them live on the street, maybe be dead already? Which would be better for the cats? If you could ask the cat which would you prefer, which one would it choose? Or, also, is this person bad for taking in the cats and then leaving and not being able to take care of them? Also, the point that this conversation got shut down, again, that girl that I was reading from, she shut down the conversation, so it couldn't even be discussed anymore. Let's see if it's here. Oh, here we go. She says, oh, this is part of it. She says, right, for you newbies, this argument is as old as time and frankly tiresome. So that's enough. Y'all can contact this kid directly if you're interested in helping. And then she goes talking about somebody else. But as a moderator, this is a thing that maybe you would want on your a discussion. Again, most people weren't being overly cruel or cynical. Actually, most of the hatred and the more negative energy, let's say that, was coming from the people who were supporting that this guy was a bad guy. People who were supporting him, like saying, hey, he did a good thing, they weren't being intolerant, they weren't being negative, they weren't being like overly dramatic. It was coming from the other side, and then that's the side that shut the conversation down. And I feel like when you have nothing, when you have no argument or defense for something, and then you shut down a conversation, like it makes your group look really bad. It makes the other moderators look really bad. It just makes it look like you're very intolerant, people that are unable to have an honest discussion. Again, if it was if the people were attacking like the moderators or the group and saying really bad things, like I get it, like, hey, don't talk that way in our group. When people are having an open, honest discussion about this, and you can't handle the fact that you don't have a leg to stand on, so you just close it down. Like, come on, guys, that's silly, that's stupid. And these might be people that I would agree with a lot of things on. Even I'm not saying that I'm on the opposite side of the fence of any of these people. I don't know their ideological or political views. I have no idea. But what I'm saying is that it's good to have these kind of discussions about these things. I would like to hear both sides of the story. I would like to hear more of what this moderator thinks about it and where she's basing her opinion from. I have to only speculate that she's a very privileged, rich person that has no idea about money or finances, and to her, you know, she can go out and adopt 100 animals, buy a separate house and keep them in, and then expect other people to be able to do that. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but she didn't open the discussion or continue the discussion to find out where her side was coming from. So guys, I just want to say, like, having open discussions about things, I think, is a really good policy that you should maybe think about adopting, as long as people aren't attacking each other or being overly rude to each other, but having an open discussion when we have different ideas, ideals, or principles, maybe where we can find some things that we do agree on, or we can think like, hey, I was wrong about this, or I should change the way I think about this. It'll benefit everybody. And also just remember that in these Facebook groups, like, it's not like an open democracy. A lot of these groups have rules, and, you know, they're very quick to shut you down if you're not, on par with them. Again, I understand that these are private groups, so I'm not trying to say that they should have to have open discussions about things or have differences of opinions talked about in their groups. But what I am saying is that it's a healthy thing, and for you guys to remember that, again, it's not a democracy, it's just a dictatorship, and you have to abide by them. Alright guys, this is a little bit long now. But really, I want to let you guys know your opinions about the specific topic with this cat or these cats, and also with these groups, if they should be more open to discussion. Alright guys, halfway broadcasting around the world, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Peace, easy.